many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Nobody likes to be stopped by the police, but if I'd seen her texting while driving and given her a ticket, it just might have saved her life.
So for the Adolescent Development Project, this is something that's already taking place at our school, and it will be a continuation throughout the rest of the school year, especially during prom week. So it's the one text or call could wreck it all school presentation. We've already had the distracted driving school assembly where individuals from local and state government agencies came in and did a presentation for students defining what distracted driving was, discussing cases seen across our country, presenting them with facts and information, and the laws pertaining to distracted driving. So basically, what is distracted driving? Distracted driving is engaging in any activity that diverts your attention away from the primary task of driving, including activity that could divert your attention away from the primary task of driving, such as adjusting a radio, CD player, MP3 player, using a navigation system, talking to passengers, eating and drinking, watching a video, grooming, and reading. It's one of the most dangerous distractions. Texting involves 3 different types of distractions simultaneously: visual, taking your eyes off the road; manual, taking your hands off the wheel; and cognitive, taking your mind off of driving. And this is seen across all age groups who are able to drive. Writing or reading a text message takes your eyes off the road for an average of 4.6 seconds at 55 miles per hour. That's like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. If you text while you're blind the wheel, you are 20 times more likely to be involved in a crash than a non-distracted driver. Talking on a cell phone reduces the amount of brain activity devoted to driving by 37%. In 2012, 3,328 people were killed and an estimated additional 421,000 were injured in motor vehicle crashes involving a distracted driver. Young people are especially at risk. In 2011, 11% of all drivers under the age of 20 involved in fatal crashes were reported as distracted at the time of the crash. This age group has the largest proportion of drivers who were distracted. So I think here's where you could apply some of the adolescent developmental theories and neuroscience with the brain, so on and so forth, to distracted driving and why it is so high among the teenage age group. The U.S. Department of Transportation is leading the fight to end distracted driving through a combination of tough laws, strong enforcement, and increased public awareness. 41 states and the District of Columbia and Guam ban text messaging for all drivers. That is also true for our state. And 12 states and the District of Columbia prohibit handheld cell phone use by all drivers. So basically, what can you do? You can make a pledge to protect our lives by never texting or talking on the phone while driving. Be a good passenger and speak up if the driver in your car is distracted. Spread the word to your family and friends about the dangers of distracted driving. Where do we plan to go with this in the future? After the presentation, we did hang flyers around the school. There will be an on-site crash car on the campus during prom week to further send the message of what distracted driving is and driving under the influence and all those other things that go along, often associated with prom week and beyond that. During the week of prom, we do plan on announcing morning announcements, so facts each day in the morning and afternoon announcements, such as more than 3,000 distracted drivers crash and die every year. Forget the phones and mind the road. One text or call could wreck it all. We do plan on during that week also to have a click it or ticket checkpoint on campus. So as students and faculty, staff, and others are driving up the school hill, there will be a seatbelt checkpoint. And then for students to take the you drive, you text, you pay, take the pledge. It's the fight to end distracted driving starts with you. Make the commitment to drive phone free today. A lot of this information is provided for use to educate others about distracted driving at distraction.gov. And you can see the URL is right here to visit that website for the facts and information. If you go to the website, there is more information available there. Two flyers, posters, quite a few video sources, one of them which you've seen at the beginning of the clip. And then here's a site of Faces for Distracted Driving. I'll just show one of these cases. This was the young lady from Springfield, Pennsylvania. Her story was discussed during the Distracted Driving Assembly, along with another local case that hit closer to home here for us in Pottsville. Locally in our county, within the past 3 years, there have been, as far as I know of, at least 5 students that have passed away or were severely injured in car accidents due to distracted driving.
This is a face of distracted driving. This is Casey Feldman. Casey was a daughter, granddaughter, sister, niece, cousin, and friend. She was kind, caring, had a great sense of humor, lived life to its fullest, and was loved by many.
She was so funny and so vibrant and so beautiful in every way.
She was smart, she was intelligent, she had goals for herself, she was really grounded, and she was someone that you knew would grow up to be somebody special, somebody important to other people.
Casey's life ended on July 17th, 2009. She was struck and killed by a distracted driver while she was crossing the street in a crosswalk. He had taken his eyes off the road for just a few seconds.
It was the first time that I ever lost somebody, a friend, and someone my age, and it made me realize that that could have easily have been me, that could have been my sister, it could have been anybody.
Before Casey's accident, I drove distracted, and I would let people who were driving me be distracted.
I know in high school, rushing around to activities, I'd be eating in the car and doing makeup in the car. I actually wrote a speech in the car once.
I was changing the radio station while backing out of a parking spot, and I hit a utility pole.
I would take my eyes off the road to do makeup, to text message, to use my phone. I think definitely as a teenager, when you're first driving, you do feel invincible. And driving can become a secondary task to whatever you're doing. You're basically operating a weapon. And I think that people need to realize that they're operating something that has the power to change like 1,000 lives.
No matter what it is you're trying to do in the car, it's not worth it.
When you're driving, it's not a secondary task. It is the only task you should be doing.
We must learn from Casey's death that as young people, we are not invincible.
And we learn that it just doesn't happen to other people. It happened to Casey, someone that we love and miss very much.
I think of Casey lying on the roadway after her accident, and when the police officer asked her how it occurred, she said, "I want my mom," and I wasn't there to comfort her in those last moments. What will it take for us to change the way we drive?
I've stopped having meals in the car.
I put one CD in and I just don't change it. I make sure my purse is in the back seat now. My phone is in the back seat.
If I'm driving, that's the only thing I'm doing.
This is the picture I have in my car of Casey to remind me to keep my eyes and mind on the road. you could do the same with a picture of somebody that you love and care about.